Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Spider-Man. So, you took care of a third of the Sinister Six, so it's time to do the rest of them.
Can you do like side quests and stuff at this point, or no?
I don't think so.
No, I think things are locked off until
End the game.
you do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, time for a very brazen, hey, remember those Scarecrow sequences in the Arkham games? Let's do that.
Again, because we already had a Scarecrow sequence earlier with Mission Negative.
Yeah, but I'm still confused as to why they do this with Scorpion and not Mysterio, who is like the character that they made this for. You know, like that's his whole
Because
thing.
poison makes you hallucinate or something.
Well, that's a thing that can happen.
But
you know,
it's generally just like, eh. So the challenge
But,
here
like-
is to just stay above a certain level. And it's like, okay, that's not hardware Spider-Man.
the thing about it is, like, poison can make you hallucinate, but like not quite so specifically.
Yeah.
So like it does make more sense to have Mysterio do the Scarecrow thing.
Yeah, that's like Mysterio's whole shtick, you know. So yeah, I don't know. I do think that from a gameplay perspective, this is an interesting challenge. To like they're actually making you.
The floor is lava.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's an interesting thing to do with Spider-Man. You know, like actually challenge your movement instead of just the fighting.
What does the dotted line mean?
Oh, that means it removes a component.
Oh,
So, like, I could do the 4-bar thing and then the 2 dotted line one, and it would remove the 2 middle lines.
I see.
Or like that, like there in the middle one. Dupe.
They started having something with that in the Pipe Dream game too, where you had to have a certain voltage, but they had ones that removed voltage as opposed to just.
Yeah, they're functionally the same kind of puzzle.
But like those communicated their intentions actually a bit more clearly just by having numbers there.
Look, construction cranes everywhere.
Crane Dad's
here we
here
go.
to save the game. Go, Crane Dad. You can do it. We love you, Crane Dad.
Now I'm just thinking of like construction toys for kids, you know.
That's Tonka tough.
Eh.
Should be inside the greenhouse.
Oh, I need all the weed.
Not enough munchies.
These edibles ain't shit. He just falls to the ground.
Doc?
What was in that weed?
My problem with this whole situation is that like you know, Spider-Man's helpless while he's hallucinating, right?
So just kill him.
Well, I mean, I get that like he says like Otto wants to torture Spider-Man and he's the one paying, so he's going along with it. But like
Why would Otto want to torture Spider-Man?
I think it's more that I think it's just a lie that he told them to make sure they don't outright just kill him on sight.
yeah.
At least that's the way I took it.
Like no matter how you spin it, Otto is kind of in a position to do the things he's doing right now because of Peter's help. So, in a conflicted way, he's probably still grateful to Peter.
Well,
though...
well, also on some level, Otto knows what he's doing is wrong, and that Peter's ultimately a good person, so he doesn't want to hurt him.
Yeah, because
What-
even like, even when he's talking to Spider-Man through like the comms, which is likely being shared with the other villains, he still calls him Spider-Man. He does not call him Peter.
Yeah.
Oh, those are scorpion tails. I thought that was like a kraken tentacle.
Yeah, it's one of Scorpion's powers.
What,
Release
summoning
the
kraken
Kraken.
tentacles?
Yeah, release the Kraken.
So, like, whenever I see a scorpion in anything, or scorpion-related things in anything, my first thought, is always that fucking scorpion in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh,
some
that's
reason that
terrifying.
left an impression
oh,
on me.
jeez, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I totally forgot the kids had a boss fight in that movie.
Well, why wouldn't they have a boss fight?
Well, the ant has a boss fight.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't actually watch Honey, I Shrunk the Kids until I was a lot older. We had Honey, I Shrunk the Parents.
Oh, the third movie.
For me, the
oh
one
yeah,
that-
I didn't even know it was the third movie for the longest time.
Well, everyone forgets Honey, I Blew Up the Baby.
Honey,
is
I
a
Blew Up the
weird
Baby
title.
was the one I watched as a kid.
I know. It was like, oh, you're going to jail.
You were too late. Just as you were too late to help me.
But you know, I actually really like that movie, so
Which one? We Shrunk Ourselves or I Blew Up the Baby?
Blew Up the Baby.
Damn.
Honey, I Shrunk Ourselves. I
baby.
also really like.
I watched that a considerable number of times with like by myself, with the family, and with Elliot.
That's how I know that bananas have potassium. Free falling. Oh, we're done.
I don't know what it
it-
is
it's-
about that
it's just-
movie that I didn't like as much. I mean, I
it's
like
just-
the idea. It's a pretty good.
It's just at the very least
conclusion to the
weird that
saga.
this is the franchise that had 3 very consistently decent movies with no real major downfalls.
Rick
Over the course
Moranis
of it-
was a great actor. I don't really.
Well, it's just weird that that's the trilogy that winds up being fairly okay the entire way through, because you usually have the first 2 that are really good and the third one falls flat on its face.
I would say of the 3 though, I'd probably say Blew Up the Kid was
The worst one, yeah.
like the weakest.
I still
one. Yeah,
haven't
but that's
watched
even
it.
like it's still decent.
Well, it doesn't have the same dynamic that the other two had, where you know
There's
you
a
have
big adventure
two
to be
parallel
had, yeah.
story arcs going on. You know, instead the baby is treated as a kaiju monster, a very funny kaiju monster, but there's not much emotional depth there.
It is a very clever, like, kind of thing, though. It's just like, what if you had to, like, what if there was a kaiju monster, but you very specifically couldn't blow it up? You know, like, that's a clever idea.
Well, you can't blow it up, but goddamn, do the police try?
Oh, they try to blow up a baby? Wow, those assholes.
It's right there in the title.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's what they mean.
They do try to go after the kid like with conventional firepower at one point. They make the baby cry.
They make him cry?
It's sad, yeah.
Oh, man, those fuckers are dead.
How did they? Oh, that's right. They made the mother a giant too, like to calm him down. Is that what they did?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. It's been so long, and I remember that tidbit.
There was also the baby, you know, rocking out with the hard rock guitar sign.
Yeah.
I need to watch those movies again. Like, haven't
They
seen
might be
any
on
of them in
Disney
years.
Plus. I only had I had them on VHS back in the day, so that's how I remember them best. But well, I had the first one on I had not the first one. God, I had Shrunk Ourselves on VHS. I think I only watched the first one on TV. Question mark. Also, yeah, this is you weren't kidding. Where they very much wanted to do an Arkham Asylum Scarecrow sequence here. Like,
pretty much, yeah. You know, it's all very like visually
like it looks cool.
interesting, but mechanically not a whole lot going on.
I mean, I
Yeah.
guess it is a neat idea for the boss fight in that he's got like all these clones. But,
That just makes it feel like a mook rush, to be honest.
Yeah.
But like, I guess the problem with this is that it was preceded directly by the actually quite good Vulture and Electro fight, which actually really fits this style of play by capitalizing on Spider-Man's mobility to make a very
Yeah.
dynamic.
Meanwhile,
I think
that's
maybe
the boss
the-
fight.
Maybe they didn't want to risk reusing the same concept, as in 2 fights at the same time.
yeah, honestly,
guess,
had
but-
they had done Mysterio like they should have, they could have made this even wilder, you know, and thus had the boss fight make more sense, like, as a boss fight. Like, imagine if you were fighting a giant kaiju-sized Mysterio, you know? Wow,
This is a
Peter's
costume.
This is
ripped.
actually an unlockable suit. Yeah. This is actually an unlockable suit.
Let's just forget that ever happened.
Rhino's rampage roadblocked. Someone was very proud of that alliteration.
Probably Jonah.
Did Jonah stopped working for the Bugle, right?
Yeah, he's a right-wing podcaster now. Heyo.
Okay, so let's see.
Need to work the last of this.
So wait, so
But
did he actually beat up Scorpion or
No.
No, okay. I figured
That's just
not.
it's just we wanted to have our own Scarecrow sequence.
So when
You
do
know,
you
I
actually fight Scorpion?
You fight him against Rhino.
Oh, okay.
I feel like JJ should have a slightly more serious part in the story, though, thinking about it. Because he has some serious hang-ups that lead him to fixating on Spider-Man, you know? In fact, he's almost as much, he's almost more interesting a villain than the actual villains.
I mean, my favorite one's still when, in the comics when Captain America has Spider-Man's back about it.
Oh yeah, where he's like,
Captain Cap just calls Jonah out for all this bullshit, and calls him basically, "Why are you wearing a Hitler stash in this day and age?" And then the next panel, you just see him, with the mustache shaved.
yeah.
But, like, I guess my point is, it's fine and all to have JJ as a kind of running joke from time to time, but I think, like, we should at some point in this series devote some time to the character beneath the joke, you know?
I think the game's already pretty crowded. I think that they just kind of wanted to
Have him there, but not really focus on him.
yeah, because they wanted Osborn to be the mayor figure that like JJ actually gets elected mayor in the comics. So
After that Lex Luthor storyline, are we?
I don't remember what happened first. It probably happened. Lex probably got elected mayor first.
Or president, but...
Oh, yeah, president. But, like, I guess JJ getting elected mayor makes a little bit more sense.
Depending on what you know about Luthor. Luthor's old enough to be a plot point during the DCAU, so probably Luthor being president first would be my guess.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that probably happened first. I think JJ became mayor, like, late 2000s, early 2010s.
Okay, so no, Lex was definitely first then.
Yeah. Yeah, but, they wanted Osborn to be mayor because, honestly, that leads to more options for storytelling, Because JJ ultimately in the comics is comic relief. He doesn't have the kind of connections that would lead to more storytelling opportunities like Osborn does. So, yeah. I mean, I agree that they should do more with JJ. I just don't know what you do in order to make him a compelling villain without also...
Well,
I was going to say making him lose his charming aspects, but honestly, making him a right-wing podcaster takes away a lot of the charm and just makes him, like, really, like, gross from some of the stuff, which I get is also part of the joke, but he's somewhat sympathetic in certain incarnations, and it does not appear like he is in this one at all.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to say is that they kind of leaned in too hard on one side of his character and didn't do anything to even hint at the other side.
Yeah. I agree with you there.
And like even if he's just there for like some side story quest, like he doesn't really need to. Oh, is this where he's gonna find out? He doesn't really need to be the main focus. Like, it could be something that just happens around him that Spider-Man or Peter get involved in. And, have it touch a nerve. Oh, jeez. Yep, this is where...
Oh, no, incurable cough of illness.
Well, she didn't cough. She only stumbled.
No, she was definitely coughing.
Oh, okay.
Didn't you tell me something once about accepting that I'm human just like everyone else?
How dare you using my words against me?
Masters at turning my own words against me.
You're not allowed to do that to your mother figure. That's how you get grounded, Pete.
You know very well that you're not fine.
Yeah, that's
the
the funny part, Aunt May. I'm homeless. I don't have a room.
Oh shit.
This is bullshit. You can't ground Spider-Man.
I'll organize the unloading
That's still the best set of memes on ever is 60 Spider-Man memes. Nothing will get better than that.
I like how the Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man meme one was their post for photo mode in this game.
This is where he accidentally reveals his like. Oh boy.
Wait, why is Miles
Martin.
here?
Because we have to get a thing which doesn't really affect anything. Again, this is one of those things where it's like a lot of the MJ sections, this just doesn't really add anything other than to have Miles do something.
It was kind of an awkward segue into Miles is doing stealth hero stuff on the other side of the city. By the way,
it gets one small payoff at the end, but it's like most of this didn't really need to be here.
I mean, it is kind of an awkward pace breaker after spending quite so long fighting the Sinister Six. You know.
I mean, maybe
We
that's what they
started
were
on-
going for. Is that it's a cooldown kind of section?
Maybe, but like at the pace we're going, this doesn't feel quite so much like a cooldown as they started on the best boss fight of the bunch, and then they did a mediocre Scarecrow ripoff,
Yeah.
and now we're in frickin' low grade duck behind boxes stealth mode with no actual stealth mechanics worth a damn.
Yeah.
So, game just sort of started on a massive high and then slid on down and then slid on down some more. And then this is going to be over and it's going to be back to being a good game again, and it's weird.
Yeah. Does the Miles Morales game have any sections like this?
No, thankfully.
No stealth at all.
Miles is weird in that it's too long to be a DLC pack, but it's not really long enough to be a full game. I think that's why they sold it for $40. But if you bought the full price, you got the PS5 remaster for this game as well.
Which I think seems fair.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of talk on like how much a video game is quotation marks worth lately, and it's weird. It's all very subjective.
It's one of
You know what?
it's very subjective, but it's also one of those hour-wise. It does matter a little bit because you are asking for a decent amount of money for it. It really just depends on, is it a game with super high fidelity graphics, something like this, which obviously took a lot of time, effort, and money to go into, versus, I'm, a rare AA game that only lasts about 10 hours and we're going to charge you full price for it. It's like, that might be a bit much, even if the game's good.
Yeah, it's hard. I don't know what the answer is.
There's too many factors that go into it in that
Yeah.
equation.
Yeah, because, like, ultimately, I feel like there's a lot of talk like, I don't want to pay $60 for, just a puzzle game or whatever some people say, or like...
I mean, some genres just probably shouldn't be full price. It's like, I'm doing a match tile puzzle game with unique twists on it. It's like, sorry, that's not a full price game.
Oh, yeah, this was one like Donkey Kong, for example. A lot of people were like, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. There was a lot of discussion on whether or not Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze should have been a $60 game. I think everybody basically agrees that the re-release should not have been a $60 game.
Yeah.
I would hope that everybody agrees about that. But like when the game originally came out, I remember people were talking about that. And it's like, I don't know, it depends on like, do you feel like you got your money's worth after you finished playing it?
A lot of that talk just comes down to people devaluing a game because it was
2D.
a 2D game.
I feel
You
like
got the same
we
talk
should be
with
past
Metroid
that.
Dread,
It's
too.
the year we were in the 2010s when that came out. Like, like it wasn't like it was 1999 and being 3D was better.
Yeah, but a lot of that is coming from the position of people who don't actually play Nintendo games and wouldn't have bought the game anyway, so it's all kind of a moot point.
Yeah.
It's just, Xbox and PlayStation fans trying to flex. by comparing their $60 game to your $60 game and saying, hey, this one is clearly superior because it plays in 3 dimensions, as opposed to, you know, this one is clearly superior because it's actually a better game.
Wait, Rhino didn't hear you or see you
No.
walk literally right behind him?
It would be because of that stupid helmet he's wearing, really.
Yeah. Oh no.
Damn.
Ooh, that didn't work.
Man, Spider-Man Miles Morales sucks. You know, I kind of forgot that with the stealth sequence here with Rhino as Miles in the first game, and this kind of, like, in retrospect, gives a nice closure to the Miles Morales game, too.
Is Rhino a boss in that game?
He's the first boss.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
No, so they definitely do something interesting with it later on. Just on its own, this is fairly superfluous.
Yeah. I was going back to what I was saying earlier. Like, I know, like, length is one thing and replayability is another, but it's like combat-wise, I really enjoy the Miles Morales game. I find it better combat-wise than.
Well,
what
Miles
do
has,
they do to choose
Miles
that?
has he has this shock system where he gets like electrical powers.
I think they call it like
The Venom mode or
some sort of Venom. Yeah, like Venom mode. Yeah.
So
It's basically a
it's
super
really
mode trigger.
just has more options than Pete does. Because most of Peter's gadgets result in web, bigger web, zipline web, ball web. It's
Web
it's
swing!
mostly yeah. So I hope they make Pete's combat a little more interesting in 2, but we'll see.
Well, I'm sure that they would bring elements of it in. Just staring at Rhino's ass is making me crack up. Oh, is this why shipping is delayed all over the world? Because Rhino's ramming through all of the shipping containers? Wow, that sucks.
But this is a game. I paid $60 for it.
Or did you pay $20 with your purchase of Miles Morales?
Well, 30 because PS5 games are 70.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Which I know people have reason to be annoyed by that, which is fair. But I go back to the attitude of, would I pay $70 for a game like this, or Horizon, or God of War, or a $60 full price game that has lots of microtransactions in it? It's like, I'd rather just pay the extra $10. Thanks.
Oh, can you drive the forklift?
No. Unfortunately, I cannot try to kill him with a forklift.
Oh, this game sucks. 0 out of 10.
I couldn't try to kill him with a forklift.
There's like no option to hide in one of these until he gets bored and leaves.
Sadly, no.
You set your clock like 2 weeks in advance, and he dies of old age.
Oh man, that is still one of the cooler Easter eggs in a video game. Do you do that when you're playing it, or do you?
Yes, that's what I
You
do.
every time.
I don't give a shit if Snake finds it dishonorable.
He does find it.
Here's
He
my
finds it
question.
dishonorable.
If you kill the end via that method, there's a codec conversation afterwards. Well, like, what happened? It's like he died of old age, and it's like, huh? It's like, what is it? Like, I believed he really wanted a one-on-one with me, and I felt I kind of robbed him of that before he died.
Oh wow.
So it's like, I mean, true, but I was like, I should have do. I'm just gonna set the clock back.
You don't want to have a realistic sniper confrontation.
Because to me, like the two main ways I deal with the end is either I set the clock forward if I find him in the jungle, or I shoot him in the wheelchair when you first meet him.
We got the pills. What do the pills do?
Get off me! Just give us the wallet! Give it us, man!
Give us the wallet. There's only one of them.
Hey, leave him alone! Big mistake, kid.
Wait, so these guys are
boy.
out of the prison and into the city proper, and they haven't taken off these stupid outfits yet?
Like that.
The gap was already robbed.
Ah, shit.
Hip squared.
Oh, it's the big character moment.
Not gonna be saying anything in a second.
I took the lesson to heart.
Wow, it's great that 2 minutes of talking to Spider-Man can make you able to fight hardened criminals.
Who am I? I'm Miles Man.
Well, you know, criminals doesn't necessarily imply that someone is trained.
I need to work on my fight banner.
In fact, a lot of the time, they're probably self-taught.
Miles? Hey, I've been trying to reach you. You okay?
So yeah, what were the things that we were trying to get
Medicine.
for May?
Well, for people in the place, yeah.
Okay.
Dude, Miles literally one-shotted that guy. He's still down.
Yeah, he's got his venom powers even now.